Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Rundown. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the West Coast, the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
That's right. My name is Mike Piroworski, coming to you live from the East Coast. That's the coast with the most, from the co-host with the most, here on The Rundown. Two-way views, conservative news, and Craig, guess what day it is?
Oh, you know what day it is.
I stop what you're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image of me that you're used to. I look money, a king bee making honey, see? Deep state, I hope you're ready for me. Now gather round, I'm the new sheriff in town. All my people rise up and stand your ground. Now drink up all the Diet Coke you got on your shelf. So just let me introduce myself, my name is Trump D. I like my mashed potatoes lumpy. Fake news, oh how I like to punk thee. That little sniper on the slope tin, he took a shot but he missed me. I don't fall, y'all, I'm like the ever ready bunny. Still going strong and spunky. So put on your big boy pants. Come on, let's do the dance.
The Trumpy dance is your chance to do the Trump.
Come on, do the Trumpy Trump. Come on and do the Trumpy Trump. Check me out, y'all. We do the Trumpy Trump. Just watch me do the Trumpy Trump. Yeah. Do you know what I'm doing? We do the Trumpy Trump. Come on, everybody do the Trumpy Trump. It's time to do the Trumpy Trump. Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Merry New Year.
Right.
Merry New Year.
This is the beginning of season 6 of The Rundown, episode 1.
Yes, and it's also season 6 of the Trump presidency starts today.
Season 6 of the Trump presidency. We're just having a good time, having a very, very good time. And, I guess this weekend, what happened this weekend, and we'll talk a little bit about it, but he does not take even the weekend off.
Not even the holiday weekend.
Not even the holiday. I mean, dude. I mean, he's bombing. He took Christmas Day, and he decided, okay, we're gonna bomb the Christian killing Muslims in Nigeria. And then this past weekend, the New Year's Day weekend, he decides let's take out Maduro.
He's like, how much is that reward for him? Let's go get it.
He's like, it'll cost about $50 million to do it, so why not?
That's it. It's a net zero. Yeah.
Exactly. Net zero. We say, matter of fact, he in fact said that. He says, well, make sure we check on that. Make sure we don't give it to anybody because they don't deserve it. We got it. We took it.
That's it.
We got it.
Net cost for the operation, zero.
Bam. Saving money.
Yep.
Good stuff. Good stuff. How was your holiday break?
I was in the woods training, so it was
in the woods training.
Yeah, doing some military training for the past week. So,
oh well, that doesn't sound like fun.
Oh, it was fun. It's just long time.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm considering the time of year, and I know here in California, the woods is not exactly a comfortable place to be. It's a little chilly, little chilly out there.
Yeah, it ranged from about 20 degrees to 60 degrees with rain in the middle.
Yeah, I ain't the one. I'm not him. Definitely not him. But in any case, sir, for me, man, it was relatively uneventful. We got our 200th show in. So I went all the way up to New Year's Eve, and then I did not do a day after New Year's show because I was like, I'm gonna get one vacation day in.
There you go. Take the day. Go ahead. Take the day. Approved.
Take
the day.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, talked with Scott today from uscombatgear.com. He gave me a holler today. He's planning on being a shot this year.
Yeah. Good people. We'll see him there. Yep.
Yeah, very good people. He's telling me he usually goes every other year, but this year he's going to be there. So I'm looking forward to having him there. Talked to Patrick over at the Gun Food, who is watching the program as well. He's wishing us a happy New Year.
Thank you, Patrick. Same to you.
Same to you, my good friend. Same to you, my good friend. But yeah, no, it was a relatively uneventful, time off. Very much enjoyed, but we're back at it. Could not have had a better opportunity for a better show with more stuff going on. So let's get ready to jump right into it and start off the way we usually do with a quick shout out to our sponsors.
There we go. Hitman Industries, hitmanindustries.net. Get on over there. They got AR barrels for rifles, for pistols, any length, any caliber you desire. Check them out. You can also get different kinds of rifle barrels, shotgun barrels, and pistol barrels. So check them out. That's hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly, fighting a good fight behind enemy lines. Now you could take part in California's future today. If you want the best in tactical concealed holsters on the market, get on over to hogholsters.com. That's HAWG holsters.com. Use the discount code The Rundown. That's all one word, no spaces, all caps. Get yourself a nice little discount. And if you want the best in field gear, tactical gear, web gear, law enforcement, security, EMS, whatever it may be, get your group together, get your agency together, place an order over at uscombatgear.com, where you can get everything except the gun.
That's right, folks. These are our sponsors. They bring us to you so that we can bring you to them. Do us a favor, do them a favor, do yourself a favor. Visit their websites. All you have to do is follow the links in the description to this program. Go there, check them out, spend some money with them, and make sure you let them know that it was the guys over at The Rundown that sent you. Also, want to encourage you, if you're watching this program live, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, you're watching us live, which means we're taking your comments. In case you couldn't tell, as we converse back and forth with our good friend, Mr. Patrick Collins, who, by the way, is asking us about the Hofbrauhaus this year. Yes, we will be at the Hofbrauhaus again this year. I'm assuming, Mike?
Monday the 19th, the invites go out tonight.
Monday the 19th, invites go out tonight. But yeah, so anyway, we're watching the show live, and I'm taking your comments. So if you got something to say, you like what you're seeing, like what you're hearing, maybe you don't like it, maybe you disagree with us. That's okay. We want you to disagree with us because the best thing about disagreeing with us is that means we get to mock you.
Oh wow, is that a mockingbird?
Man, is that a mockingbird? Is that a mockingbird?
Yeah, we will mock you.
That's it. We will make you our little bird.
We will make you our little bird. That's right. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time, as we usually have a good time on this program. But it's always better, Mike. I hate to say it, it's always better when you're here because, I don't know, your quick-wittedness makes me laugh.
I aim to please.
You aims to please. Well, there you go. Yeah. There you go. Well, let's talk about pleasing. For those of you who've been living under a rock over the weekend, well, let's just put it this way. Our president went full-blown FAFO. Now, you might recall that when the president of the United States and when the Secretary of State basically laid it out and was like, look, Maduro, we're going to give you an opportunity to get out of the country, leave, yada, yada, surrender, do whatever, right? And he's like, I dare you. Come get me. I dare you to come get me. You are more than welcome to come get me. Well, over the weekend, that is, in fact, exactly what they did. They launched an attack on the capital city of Venezuela, known as Caracas. And let's just put it this way. It wasn't a huge attack. It was enough to distract them so that special forces could go into the presidential palace, swoop up Maduro and his wife, get them out of the country and bring them to the United States, where they actually, they were in court today, and they pled not guilty to drug trafficking, as well as a myriad of other crimes that they were accused of here in the United States. And Mike, the left is losing their minds.
Oh, yeah. Well, we know that, Craig. Listen, if the president had cured cancer over the weekend, he'd be the left would be talking about how they put pharmaceutical industry out of business. You know, it's just the way it goes. But how about this raid, huh? How about this attack? They go into the nation's most secure and largest military base where Maduro had been living and take him from his bed at night. Yes. You talk about precision engagement. I mean, they'll be writing about this one for years.
Yes. Well, first of all, the missile systems that they supposedly was supposed to be one of the best in the world. They cut through that thing like Swiss cheese. It didn't even exist.
Like butter.
I think the only The only equipment that we lost were the bombs that we dropped on them.
That's it.
And the bullets we shot at them.
That's it. Yeah. You can keep those. You can take those with you.
We did not. Yeah, y'all can keep those.
Yeah, take those with you. Little souvenir.
It's funny though when you think about it. I mean, you think about how we had to send hundreds of thousands of troops into Iraq, into Afghanistan. We sent thousands of troops into Panama, and in this and it took, in some cases, a couple of cases, it took years to get the guy that we were going after. In this particular case, we weren't even there the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had longer weekend unit training assemblies than the operation took. Yeah.
This was something that no one said could be done, and it got done. It's everybody who hates the president was like, well, no, there's no way this could happen. Yada yada yada. Everyone was like, well, what's he going to do? He's not going to do anything to Maduro. Well, now he's here and he's in an orange jumpsuit.
Yeah, isn't that great?
It is phenomenal. And as I noted before, you've got the far left that is flat out losing their minds over it. This story right here being reported over at the New York Post. Let me pull it up here real quick. There we go. Far left, China-aligned groups organized pro-Nicolas Maduro protests in New York and other U.S. states, calling it an unprecedented crime. Pro-Nicolas Maduro protesters who turned up in Times Square outside Brooklyn federal lockup, where former Venezuelan leader is being held, were organized by a hardcore left-wing group, the People's Forum, which has close ties to China. The nation called for emergency protests nationwide shortly after President Trump announced Saturday U.S. forces captured Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores. Now, Mike, couple of questions I want to ask you, because you are a resident military expert. I have my reasons why I believe they did not tell Congress, they did not alert Congress before they did this. What would you say the reason was?
Oh, listen, the same reason that the president and General Eisenhower didn't tell Congress when they were going to invade Europe, because the more people that know, the more people that can tell people, and there you lose your operational security. As simple as that. Right.
Well, and we know in particular this Congress is real quick to run to the media.
Yes. Yeah. The operation would have seen multiple lives, Venezuelan lives and American lives lost if they had done it. No requirement to do so, by the way. This was not an invasion. This was a law enforcement action. DOJ with the DEA cooperating with the U.S. military went in there and grabbed a guy wanted around the world.
Now, a lot of people are saying that this is, they're saying that this was illegal and that this is unprecedented. I say they are wrong in both cases.
Absolutely. Did the same thing in 1990. In fact, on the same day, went and grabbed up Noriega in Panama.
Exact. That was my point. Well, and by the way, that's not the only instance. There's instance after instance of presidents taking military action without going to Congress, without getting Congress permission. Article 2 powers give him the ability to be able to do this. Now, if it's an entanglement that lasts more than 60 days, in order to continue it, he's got to get the approval of Congress. But I mean, even if it is a military action, but this wasn't even really, even though he utilized the military, it was a military exercise, but it really was a law enforcement action.
It was. Again, this was DOJ with DEA and some other federal law enforcement agencies working in cooperation, and they requested the military assistance to go in to make this arrest. Basically, is what they did.
Right, and not just that, but I saw Patrick commented. He says best part of the capture is nobody could tip him off, or the New York Times. Yeah, that's definitely it. Guns and Son has chimed in and asking what's up. Well, we're here celebrating the victory over the weekend. I just think that overall the left hates the fact they hate the fact that Trump got something right. Anytime he has a success, they lose their minds.
Yeah, and this is not Trump got something right. This is Trump got another thing right. You know,
I apologize.
and that's what's
The
killing him.
correction
Yeah.
is well received.
Yeah.
He got another thing right. I mean, he ended the year once again defending Christians in Nigeria, and he began the new year. Basically taking out somebody who's been actively engaged in attacking the United States. When I say actively engaged, I mean the flow of drugs into the United States, the fact that 80% of the oil under his regime, 80% of the oil that comes out of Venezuela has been going to China, who is our geopolitical enemy, as well as, by the way, that was the other thing I totally forgot. You do know that almost, as far as I know, I'm not saying no Venezuelans lost their lives, but there were more Cubans who lost their lives than Venezuelans because the guys guarding him were actually Cuban security.
What's that tell you about the security in the region, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, overall, hats off to the president. Hats off to Mr. Hicks. By the way, did you watch the Secretary of State's press conference?
You mean a little F around and find out? I think I did.
Oh, not just the FAO. See, he didn't just pull the FAFO. He pulled a biggie line. If you don't know, now you know. Now he didn't say it like that.
Yeah.
But he said, well, if you don't know, if they don't know, now they know.
That's it.
And I was like, Marco is quoting Biggie as Secretary of State.
Yeah. That's it.
I had a young man, who calls himself a Republican, but he was very upset because he's like, this move is causing us to lose respect around the world. And I'm like, by invading or by ignoring the sovereignty of other countries. Because he was like, Rubio's, he's talking about these countries are not in our backyard. They're sovereign nations. And I'm like, okay, first of all, dude, let's just be real. Yeah, they're sovereign nations. But the rule of the jungle, and by the way, let me clarify. The only place where people say was against the law, and they might be right, is when they say it's against international law. Here's the problem, though, Mike. International law means bupkis. It means nothing. It means nothing because there is nobody out there to enforce international law, especially when the people who are making international law are the thugs and terrorists who hate America. So you know what? Forget them. We're going by the law of the jungle. The law of the jungle says might makes right. And you mess up, you FA, you go FO.
Listen, over 60 governments around the world did not recognize him as the legitimate leader of this country. They recognized him as a criminal. They also have warrants out for him, or support and accept the warrant that the United States had out for him. What are they going to do, Craig? Call the UN to sanction us? What are they going to do? Send their army after us? That's right.
Oh,
they don't get one.
You don't have no army. You need to shut up. You need to shut the F up. I can't believe I didn't pull that one. Sanction me with your army.
That's it. Little Dave Chappelle for you there.
Gotta love Dave Chappelle. But folks, it's all good stuff. It really is all good stuff. I'm very, very proud of our president. He started the year off right. And I happen to believe this is going to be a banner year for the president in more ways than one. I believe the economy is going to start to click in and start to really heat up. Obviously, we've established ourselves now on the world stage. I think a number of negotiations are going to start to go better, because I think that some of these folks are not going to want to, let's put it this way. They're not going to want to wake up and have a special forces team surrounding their bed saying, Excuse me, sir. Your Uber is here.
That's it. Yeah. Down the teddy bear. It's time to go.
It's time to go. Anyway, more good news that this actually came out on Friday, and this has to do, and this is going to have an impact positively in California, at least, well, positively in California. It could open some doors nationally when it comes to open carry, but I think in places where there's open carry, I don't think you're going to see much of a change. In any case, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, which I almost always refer to as the Ninth Circuit Ninth Circus Court of Schlemiels, they have in fact overturned California's ban on on open carry. And I'm trying to find the article that I had posted here. Is that it right there? Bam. Okay. Court decision shredding California's open carry ban could have national implications. And this was written by Cam Edwards. That's it. Now, why would you use an image of Rick Ector from Detroit, Michigan on a California? Anyway,
Don't know.
Maybe because he's open carrying. That's the only thing I can guess. Anyway, the Ninth Circuit's decision in Baird v. Bonta could have national implications on the right to carry going forward, both in the handful of states where openly carrying firearms is prohibited, as well as several blue states where open carry is allowed without any need for a permit. The majority opinion, authored by Judge Lawrence Van Dyke, held that California's outright ban on open carry in counties where more than 200,000 people live is a violation of the Second Amendment. As Van Dyke wrote, quote, "For most of American history, open carry has been the default manner of lawful carry for firearms. It remains the norm across the country. More than 30 states generally allow open carry to this day, including states with significant urban populations. Indeed, several of our nation's largest cities and states recently returned to unlicensed open carry by explicitly authorizing it. For example, Texas reauthorized open carry without a license in 2021. Kansas likewise transitioned back to allowing open carry without a permit in 2015. And other states that placed restrictions on open carry in recent decades have also removed those burdens. Now, the interesting thing about it is the guy who sued is a guy who moved to California from Oregon, and he moved into a rural state. Now, that means less than 200,000 people are in that state, like 43,000. So there you can open carry, but you have to get a permit. And they kept denying his permit. So the interesting thing about it is, while people now, well, depending on if they stay the ruling, because it's more than likely they're going to wind up staying the ruling because California, the state is they're going to appeal. But his rights haven't come back because he still has an opportunity to get a permit. What he should have done was, I forget what they call it, but the problem was that because they consistently denying it and it's supposed to be shall issue, she should have gotten some relief. He's not actually going to get any relief out of this decision, at least not out of this at this particular level. But what they're saying is that could allow for or create for some sort of restrictions or requirements or licensing scheme in states where there is currently open carry. That's what Cam is arguing. My thing is, counties. I don't think you're going to get people who approved open carry. I don't think you're going to get in those states enough people who are willing to pass laws requiring a permit to open carry.
Yeah, you mean counties, not states. Counties in California.
No. I'm talking in other states. He's saying this might open the door in other states.
Okay.
For even though you allow open carry, but to require it to be permitted or put restrictions on it, since California does.
Okay.
But I'm like, I doubt that's going to happen.
Listen, there's a good chance that there's not a stay put on this, Craig. I mean, look at the makeup now of the Ninth Circuit Court. You're about 50-50 there. There's a very good chance when they pull 13 or 14 justices in to listen to this again that they agree with it, because thank you for Donald Trump, by the way, who's done nothing for the Second Amendment, you haters out there. He created the ratio of conservative appointed justices in California and in the Ninth Circuit.
The problem is that whenever they do en banc, in particular on gun cases, the Chief Justice of the court out here, not the Chief Justice, but the guy who's over it, the presiding judge, he tends to almost always select 11 judge panels that are anti-gun. Even with the evening of the numbers, it's very difficult to get a significant majority of believers in the Second Amendment, of people who support the Second Amendment on the panel. So now that's not to say that an 11 judge panel hasn't ruled in favor of gun rights, but when they do, it's because what is being done is so egregious. And you may very well be right. This may fit within that.
Yeah, and listen, if he does that, that just makes the appeal at the next level easier, because they could show his bias towards that en banc.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Yeah, it is weird how he always, first of all, he always winds up on the panel. Once again, he doesn't want to show up on every en banc, because what we do out here is they don't get it's in smaller circuits. It's all of the justices. In the ninth, because it's so big, they only take 11, and he always winds up on the panel when it's a gun case.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, this was easy when you look at what they decided, Craig. They had to go back and prove the history of this, right? And Craig, did they have to go back to this country when it began, 1776? No. Well, let's go back to, did they have to go back to California when it became a territory in 1848? No. When it became a state in 1850? Did they have to go back that far? No. They went back to 2012, Craig, and proved that in 2012 it was legal and the norm in California.
You could carry, well, in 2012 they banned the complete ban of open carry, with the exception in rural counties. It was 1967, the Mulford Act, where they banned legal carry of loaded firearms. So before that, between 1967 and 2012, you could carry a firearm openly. It just could not be loaded.
Oh yeah, that works. That works great.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, but ultimately, and this is what's funny is that the thing about open carry was the standard. In fact, back around the nation's founding, the idea of carrying a gun, secretly carrying a firearm, was not illegal. It was just considered it was considered dishonest
and cowardly. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, they're going to have a real hard time to finding legal precedent that makes this okay. The only thing that they're going to be able to do is they're going to say, well, in these counties, they also have the opportunity, or they can actually apply for, and they have the ability to conceal carry.
Yeah. And then we know how they feel about that. We just saw that.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, interesting stuff. But when you see Californians starting to get gun rights, you know that things have gone awry for the left.
Oh yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Trust me, I know. I mean, when you have folks like this aide there for Mamdani, I could not believe this when I read it, and sadly I couldn't fit the entire headline on here, but I wanted to share this with y'all because I am like, this was just beyond unbelievable. Mamdani's tenant advocate wants to seize, quote, white supremacist private property, because owning private property is white supremacy. Wait, there's more. C. Weaver is her name, and over the years, she has made no secret of her anti-freedom and overtly racist views. Here we go. quote, will transition from treating property as an individual good to a collective good, she promises. Whites especially will be impacted. It gets worse. Weaver, who is officially Mamdani's director of city office to protect tenants, called to, quote, seize private property back in 2018. The following year, she said, quote, private property, including any kind of especially home ownership, is a weapon of white supremacy. She has since deleted the X account where these fascist and racist comments were made, but the internet is forever. Regardless, unless she publicly backs off these comments, deleting them can only mean she has not changed her views, but is looking to hide her true beliefs. So in other words, and this, by the way, Mike, leads to or is a part of or confirms part of what Mamdani has said he wants to do, which is, look, if landlords are not willing to either upkeep their property, then if they're not willing to do what we tell them and keep rents artificially low, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to seize their property, and the state is going to control it.
Yeah, if you want to see Second Amendment rights in play, go ahead and start seizing property. Go ahead, watch what happens. Watch what happens.
This is, but the problem, Mike, is this is now the government in the symbol of Western prosperity and free markets, which is the city of New York. And this is now the government. So in other words, there is no private property as far as they are concerned. Dude, you're from New York. How do you think they're going to take this?
Listen, it won't last long if New York tries to do this. Remember, you're talking about the Second Circuit, which includes New York. It also includes places like Connecticut and Vermont, where people go to own property and to be left alone when they have money and they can get out of New York City. It's not going to last long if he tries to come down with these rulings.
Well, I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to download so you guys could hear. So, it's one thing for me to tell you what she said. I want you to hear from her own lips what she had to say.
I think the reality is that for centuries, we've really treated property as an individualized good and not a collective good. And we are going to transitioning to treating it as a collective good and towards a model of shared equity will require that we think about it differently. And it will mean that families, especially white families, but some POC families who are homeowners as well, are going to have a different relationship to property than the one that we currently have.
What's a different relationship with their property?
It means they get it taken from them and it belongs to the government. Not going to happen. It's first day they try to enforce this, the NYP is going to be sick. NYPD is going to be sick. They're going to be like, don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Not here to help you. Sorry.
Only in America can we be this dumb. Can we see something like this coming?
Yeah.
And anyway, the good thing is I don't live in New York. I don't think it's a good thing for it to be happening. But as things start to fall apart in New York, much like they've fallen apart in Venezuela, I think we'll have an opportunity to see what's going on. And here's the thing, though. The problem with if it goes south in New York is they're always going to turn around and blame Republicans. They're still going to blame Trump. They're still going to say, well, it's Trump's fault, even though the failure is clearly going to be their policies.
Listen, here's a guy whose hometown is New York City, and that's what we're talking about, New York City, not New York State. They have coming up with these crazy ideas. Do you really think he's going to allow this? Do you really think he's going to let this happen to the financial capital of the world, to the icon of the free world? No. Look, if you think the operation into Venezuela to get Maduro was incredible, wait till you see what happens in New York when they try this.
The operation to go get Mamdani.
Yep.
How about the fact that he actually put Maduro there in New York?
Yep. Yeah. Come to our federal facilities. Try and take.
I dare you.
Mm.
Oh, well, new news, and this was something that I knew as soon as the story hit about it first started with the COVID era funds being swindled there in Minnesota, and then we got the daycare funds being swindled there once again in Minnesota, and the fact that people tried to tell Mr. Walls about it, and he basically said, or his administration basically said, if you continue to pursue and investigate these folks, we're gonna accuse you of racism. The very fact that happened under his watch, I knew it was only a matter of time before eventually he dropped out of his reelection bid. And the Washington Free Beacon is reporting Walls drops out of reelection bid as Minnesota reels from massive welfare fraud. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz announced Monday he's abandoning his reelection bid as state continues to grapple with massive fraud in taxpayer-funded programs that occurred under his watch, a move that comes as Senator Amy Klobuchar prepares to enter the governor's race. Now, he's saying, well, there's no way that I can effectively fight these accusations and run for governor. One, there's no way you're going to effectively defend yourself or counter these allegations, Mr. Walls. And because there's no way that you can effectively do that, there's also no way that you can effectively win the election as governor of Minnesota. Now, the thing that gets me is with Amy Klobuchar entering the race, she's kind of seen as a moderate, but everything I see and how she votes, she's a left winger. I think she's going to have a very hard time separating herself from the rest of the Democratic establishment there in the state. And this may open the door to my pillow man winning the election there.
Hey, listen, Jesse the Body won in Minnesota over stuff like this. Let's see how long it takes Mike Lindell to get some popularity. Craig, I'm curious to see how Tim Walz is able to combat these allegations when he's indicted federally, because that's what's coming next.
Ooh, that is a very interesting point. I could definitely see that happening. Because, well, let's put it this way. Once you find out that people tried to let his administration know, well, first of all, it'll be people within the administration first, because we already know there are whistleblowers who went to the people running the programs and told them, and they were told, no, that's racist. Now, the question is, how high up does that go? And if it goes all the way up to Tim Walz, then yes, I could definitely see him being indicted.
Yeah, remember, there's federal money involved here,
mm-hmm.
and let's see where the money came from for Tim Walz's campaigning for when he wanted to be vice president, and then when he still wanted to be governor up until today.
Interesting stuff. All right, folks. So that now brings us to our parting shots. Parting shots are brought to you by Hog Holsters. Just go to hogholsters.com. Use the discount code The Rundown. All caps, no spaces, one word, just like it is right up there, and you will get yours on discount. All right, we got some funny ones here. I think we've probably played this one before, but it's even more appropriate now, coming from our friends over at Saturday Night Live. Gotta love this particular one.
Now listen up. As you probably read in some gay newspaper, we're now at war with Venezuela. All you nerds are like, wait, but was there an official declaration of war? Yeah, it's right here. Super finger.
I don't remember if we played that one before, but I saw it before, and I was like, yeah, no, that one works.
There you go. Pistol Pete. Don't cross him.
Pistol Pete, do not cross him. And it appears that Maduro seems to be finally on board with our efforts to make oil great again there in Venezuela.
Make oil great again. Make oil, make oil, make oil.
Gotta love AI.
Oh, you have got to love AI. It's scary how good it is getting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Those
yes, it is scary
Trump
how good it
moves.
is getting.
movies.
This next one, if you haven't had a chance to attend if you haven't had a chance to attend a DSA convention, Democratic Socialists of America, I'm willing to bet it would be an experience as Nick Freitas shares with us right here.
My first Democratic Socialists of America conference. I can't wait to get started.
I have already asked people to be mindful of the chatter of their comrades. It is also triggering to my anxiety.
That's right, guys. Mind the anxiety. I'm looking at you, dude.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Oh, it's my bad. I apologize, they, them, or whatever.
We have a lot of disabled comrades, and a lot of those are invisible.
I don't know, comrade. I feel like invisibility is more of a superpower than a disability.
Please don't go into that space with anything that's like an aggressive scent.
Kind of a tall order. I don't think half the people in here have showered for a while.
So let's take a deep breath.
I mean, okay, but, be mindful of the aggressive sense.
What are we actually talking about at this point?
That's a great question. I think we're about to go seize the means of production as long as nobody actually chatters, has an aggressive scent, or uses gendered language. Otherwise, we're screwed.
That guy's hilarious.
He's good.
And then finally, I literally came across this one after my conversation with Scott today, and I said, Mike will. I don't know why this one popped up, but I said Mike will appreciate this one.
All right, if every branch of the military was a hard liquor, here we go. Starting off with the Army. The Army is without a doubt Jack Daniels. They're reliable, they're everywhere, and somehow both the problem and the solution. Drink enough of this, and somehow you think jumping into the wood line at 2 a.m. is a good idea. The Navy. The Navy is Captain Morgan. Because nothing says I've made terrible nautical decisions like a pirate-themed rum. You drink it while pretending you're adventurous, but in reality you've been stuck on the same ship for 9 months arguing about who stole your protein powder. The Air Force. Air Force is that top-shelf bourbon that nobody can afford. You swirl it around and you're like, notes of caramel and superiority. The Space Force. Space Force is absinthe. Nobody knows what it does, nobody knows why it exists, and people swear they see things while drinking it. The Coast Guard. The Coast Guard is Fireball. It tastes like fun at first. Then suddenly you're fighting for your life in 20-foot waves, questioning every decision that's brought you there. Also, it constantly has to remind people that it's real alcohol. The National Guard, Air and Army, they're all some type of moonshine. Homemade, questionable, may or may not blind you. Sometimes shows up and sometimes doesn't. Perfect for weekends or natural disasters. Finally, Uncle Sam's misguided children, the Marines. There was some debate on what the Marines should be, whether it be Mad Dog 2020s or Everclear. I'm going with Everclear on this one. This isn't a drink, it's more of a dare. This isn't something you sip, it's something you survive. Everybody remembers their first encounter with Everclear, just as everybody remembers their first encounter with a Marine. That wraps it up for this series. I really appreciate it.
All right, I gotta say, the most accurate, in my opinion, was the Coast Guard.
Yeah, accurate, all pretty accurate. Yep.
They were all pretty accurate.
Yep.
But I said, okay. I was like, Michael loved this one. Have you seen that one before?
I have. I might have given like the Air Force like wine coolers though. That might have been the only
wine
difference.
Coolers.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, that brings us to the end of our program. But before we go, we're going to give one more quick shout out to our sponsors.
Yep, Hitman Industries, hitmanindustries.net. Get on over there, get yourself some barrels. They got AR barrels, rifle caliber, pistol caliber, anything you desire for your next AR build or rebarrel your current AR platform. That's hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly fighting the good fight behind enemy lines. Now you can take part in California's future today. And if you want the best in field gear, tactical gear, web gear, law enforcement, security, fire, EMS, whatever it may be, get your group together, get your agency together, place an order at uscombatgear.com where you can get everything except the gun.
All right, folks, I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who tuned in today. Thank you for tuning in. I want to say a quick thank you to all those who chimed in today and commented. And want to encourage you in the future, please make sure like, share, subscribe, and comment. Encourage your friends to do the same. We will be back tomorrow on Taco Tuesday. Till then, y'all have fun, stay safe, and we will see you mañana.